Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters, welcome to your August 2023 Astro-Tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Although I advise if you are only going to watch one, make sure it's for your ascendant because it's likely to be the most accurate for you on that day-to-day level. I use whole sign Western tropical astrology when I'm looking into the transits. And with that said, if you are a continued subbie, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side. I'm going to give these a good shuffle. So the first transit that I would like to look at for us over the course of August is on the 2nd of August, Mars is going to trine Jupiter. This is a beautiful aspect. It's some great energy. And for us, this is happening across the 4th and the 8th houses, right? Now, this is potentially... it's one of the deeper sort of experiences of this transit. And I want to say to you, in order to get the most out of this, go back like 5 days. So from around like the 27th of July right up to and including the 2nd of August, that's the transit window, right? Once you get past the 2nd, it's already passed from its exactitude, so it's not as strong. So the 5 days up to and including this 2nd of August, you can use this, right? So the 8th house, 4th house connection, there's an ability to overcome some kind of hard experience because it's Mars. Mars is action, energy, passion, excitation, desire even, right? It's in your 8th house of power, your personal power, your primal ability and power. It's sex, sensuality, the taboo. It's your spiritual and occult power, your psychic awareness, your kundalini energy. All of this is 8th house stuff, but the 8th house is also a house of conflict. So you have to be mindful about this. But it's connecting to the planet of healing and blessing and abundance and growth and luck and lightness and expansion and growth in your 4th house of home, family, property and real estate, but also your deep emotional. So your 4th house is your deep emotional makeup. Your 8th house is your deep psychological makeup. And so for this reason, Mars and Jupiter coming together in this trine have the ability to help you release some kind of old pattern, habit of behavior, maybe even to release some kind of PTSD. And I don't say that lightly. If you've been with me long enough, you know I'm not a counselor, I'm not a therapist. I know what my limits are. I know what the limits of my skills are. But this transit, because of where it's hitting us in our chart, this could be very powerful. I also wonder as well if this is you finding the courage to push ahead with something that you feel like can be lucrative, especially if you work with homes, property, real estate, or from home. The energy is with you here for creating lasting change of some sort in terms of your living situation. There's potentially, potentially something in here with friends and money, or maybe an idea that you have for the future that allows it to be envisioned, right? So it's like you have this idea for the future and you're like, this is where I want to go, this is going to be amazing, and then you can start making it actually show up in the real world. This will likely come through some kind of occult means. So if you are, if you go to a psychic, an astrologer, a tarot reader, could be me, but even if it's not me, you could get really great results from these things on this specific day, but also from the 4 or 5 days prior to this as well. Expect a conversation that changes your mind and potentially changes your life. And I do not say that lightly, right? Now, for this, we've got the King of Swords. Your energy is being excited by this in some way, shape or form. This is going to be very good for you because the King of Swords actually is Aquarius. You've got this with the 4 of Cups, okay? And you've got the Moon card. So this is revisiting something from the past, emotionally reshaping something from the past, and it's because of a conversation that you have potentially with a professional. Now, it could be none of the above. This could be a conversation that you have with a counselor or a therapist or somebody that has that kind of official title. Either which way, this transit is going to do something wonderful for you because it shows you where where the things that are getting in your way are actually coming from, and how you can heal those wounds. This is a great time for a gratitude practice, by the way, I might add. Now, on the 8th of August, same houses, the 4th house and the 8th house, are both being activated. Only this time, Mercury and Mars are coming into a conjunction. Mercury in your 8th house of other people's money, finances and resources, big money, loans, debts, mortgages, passive income, all of that stuff is 8th house. Mercury being in this space is really helping you bring ideas and speed and adaptation to that 8th house. And Mercury is exalted in your 8th house of other people's money because it's in Virgo, which is the sign, or the ancient sign, of its exaltation. Now, this is great because it means that you can really pay attention to the details here and potentially get some kind of contract moving forward. Now, those planets are coming into a trine with the 8th house again. So we've got Jupiter there, we've got Uranus there, but on top of that, we've got the moon there now as well, right? And the moon is sandwiched between Uranus, which is saying, right, let's, shake shit up. And then you've got Jupiter going, bigger, more of everything. So make it bigger. And so the moon is a potentiator. And the moon in Taurus is exalted. So in the same house, but it's like you've got the power here to feel more at home and more settled than you have in a long time. And emotionally, this is emitting from you. And when you emit that emotional frequency of safety and clarity and calm, everything around you, unless it's of that same vibration, has to fall away or fall in line. That's how it works, right? That is universal law. That is the basic mechanics of all manifesting, right? Lots of people make it so fucking complicated and, you have to whisper these words on a mountain in the Himalayas, and if you don't calculate it on this day under the moon of a corn moon hair, girl, bye. I ain't got time for all of that, right? Keep it simple. You don't have to add whistles and bells to it. Sometimes it really does just need to be that simple. Now, soapbox moment over. This is about you getting a boost of internal energy that illuminates a sense of personal power. As the ruler of your 6th house, your ability to make something very real on a practical level, and it will rely on you paying attention to the details, doing the work, showing up, making sure you're organized, making sure that everything has its place and runs smoothly. This is you pouring yourself into your work now, and it sees you getting some amazing results from it. This is the last quarter square of the moon as well, by the way. So it might be that that you start wrapping up a project here in some regard that you're ready now to put out into the world. For this, you've got the 3 of Wands, definitely business related. With the Page of Pentacles, definitely business related or financial considerations. That 9 of Swords basically says whatever you are doing, looking at or creating, it's quite big. And there might be a moment where you kind of look at this and go, I don't know if I'm up to the task because this is fucking huge. 9 of Swords with the moon card, that can show up as depression, but it can also show up as really bad self-talk. So this is something you need to be on top of at the moment. Even if you have moments of doubt and you think, I don't know if I'm able to do this or if I can, that's fine. Those moments are absolutely normal and human. That doesn't mean you stop. You've got too much good energy here to waste, all right? To get a bit more serious, on the 24th of the month, we've got a mutable T-square that's being set up. So the sun is in Virgo, like 1 degree. Saturn is at 4 degrees of Pisces, and the moon is going to be at 5 degrees of, it will pass through those 5 degrees of, but moon is at, between 0 and 5 degrees of Sagittarius. Squares in Aquarius, squares in general create an energy of tension. It's something that pisses you off enough to say, you know what, I'm not having this experience again. So you get proactive about doing something with it. Now, this is called a T-square, right? And a T-square is a challenging energy, but it's that moon in Sagittarius in your 11th house that is showing you, the moon is the key through, right? It's the key to the door that's going to allow you to escape this energy. Now, for you, this is happening across the 11th house where the moon is. The second house where Saturn is, and the eighth house where the sun is, right? And this is your financial axis. The sun and Saturn are opposing each other in your money houses. Your finances here are getting a shake up, and unfortunately not necessarily in an easy way. As if that wasn't enough, Mercury goes retrograde here in your 8th house of other people's money. So this sees you potentially getting clear on how you can make money through other people, but you're having to backtrack to really look at something and say, okay, how do I do this the right way? I've got to pay attention to the details, maybe redo something, renegotiate something, or even just, relaunch something potentially. It might also highlight to you what you need to talk about when it comes to joint finances and resources. And it also suggests that you're maybe going to see the renege of an offer of some kind. So maybe somebody comes in, or maybe you've had an offer and somebody pulls out. Not an issue, right? Don't focus on that. Saturn in your second is not an easy energy because it's making you survive on less money. But that's helping you get serious about your finances, and it's a reality check. The blessing here is that Saturn is you. As an Aquarius, Saturn is your ancient ruling planet. So therefore it still has a very big bearing on everything Aquarius. Which means that once you sort of understand your own deepest motivations around money and finances, you'll start to understand your own shortcomings and you'll get ahead of them, and then things will really improve, like massively. The sun in your 8th house is a desire for a more balanced financial experience, maybe for a mortgage, maybe even a fear around money or a lack mindset is really highlighted to you at this point, and it shows you where you're manifesting what you're thinking about. It's also you wanting to find a way that you can earn a passive income faster than maybe you are. It's being checked by Saturn, so it probably won't be as fast as you would like it to, or it's not available for fast, right? The moon as the key to the way out, or the anchor of this T-square. The moon says that your needs are actually for community, long-term planning, serious focus on the future. Just doing that will help you immensely, and especially because you're an Aquarius, yours is the sign of the future. Do what you do best, right? Get into that. Really start thinking. Right. One of the things I love about being an Aquarius, I can literally throw myself into the future, and very often I just reverse engineer things backward. And I gotta say, and I'm not just saying this to blow my own trumpet to say, oh, look how wonderful I am. 8 out of 10 times, most of the time, the things that I envision or the way that I anticipate things will go, they pretty much usually play out that way. Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it really annoys the shit out of me. Sometimes it's amazing. So use this. It's an ability that you have. It's naturally wrought into who you are. Whether this is your sun, your moon, or your ascendant is kind of irrelevant. This is an energy that you carry very strongly. Now it's time to launch your mind into the cosmos and learn. All right? Gather intel, come back and fucking ruin shit. All right? Get it done. Now, for this, we've got the Queen of Swords. Okay. So we're fighting for something, but we are connecting to potentially a Libran woman, or potentially okay. So this is, right, the star card is obviously us. Sorry, I'm excited about this. This basically says, yes, it's going to be an energy of tension. Yes, potentially there's a battle, a challenge, or maybe even a contractual issue that comes up that needs to be looked at or adjusted. The beauty in this, though, is you could be working with an air sign woman or person who really helps you start to envision the brightest or the best future that you can have, and it's potentially going to see you forging a bond or a contract of some sort for the long term. The only caveat here is you are going to have to fight for it. This is not something that's just going to fall into place for you, and as long as you understand that, you will be more than fine. I love this as well for potentially... For a select few of you, this could be something that happens on such a large scale that maybe you get hit with like an NDA, maybe maybe you get a contract of some sort and then you realize like, wow, this is an amazing opportunity, but actually, as an example, let's say you get an invite to do an interview for a TV station or a radio station. They say, look, you know what, we love you, we want to interview you, we want to get you on board, but here are the rules and the regulations. These are the things that you can't say, these are the things that you can't do, these are the ways that you're not allowed to present this, you can't talk about it until we've released it. Do you see what I mean? So there's a potential here for that. Either which way, I still think this is going to turn out to your favour, even with that T-square. All right, so on the 27th of August, Mars is going to come into your 9th house of Libra. Now, this is a fellow air sign, so in that regard, it's offering a trine energy to you, so you might experience this slightly easier than most other signs. It's you getting really powerfully charged about what you believe. It might see you planning and launching into travel, but not like in a calm and focused way. You're just like, I'm fucking booking everything, right? I'm doing this, I'm going here, I'm going there. Like, you just absolutely get fired up about this. It's possible that this could be an issue with your lower back, so do watch out for that. I like this for getting really clear cut about what you believe in, what you don't, and adapting your belief system to make room for new things. Mars is a severing energy, so there might be something that you have believed for a really long time that you say, actually, you know what, that doesn't work for me anymore, let me get rid of it. So I also think as well, for some of you, this might provide the right push that you need to get started on something that's been coming for a long time. So something that you've always wanted to do, like a higher goal or dream, or maybe even something that you believe you start to share with the world. The 9th house is publishing, books, blogs, YouTube channels, all of that stuff. So this could see you preparing something to put out into the world at the moment. Mars is a malefic planet and it is in the sign of its fall in Libra. So you just want to be careful how you're talking to people, especially where it comes to legal matters, visas, all of that kind of stuff could be problems or issues at this time. So this is probably not the best time for it. Although it might be a good time for you to, almost get started with something like that. For this, you've got the Devil card. Be mindful of what you hold too tightly to with the 9 of Pentacles, especially if you've got certain proclivities. And then you've got the Hierophant card. So there is a potential here, because the 9th house is a legal house. Libra is a legal sign. And you've got this kind of energy floating about anyway. So if this could be a time where you are having to maybe look at, revise, or see how airtight certain contracts are of a legal nature. But this might be a time where those things really do come to the fore and you have to start paying more attention to them. All right. So let's have a look at your moons. For the Leo new moon, that for you is happening in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, significant others. But it's also relationships that you're deeply committed to, personal, professional, or platonic. It's not always just the marriage, right? So it's a fresh start in your partnerships, and you've got the gate 59 and intimacy. I would wager many of you single Aquarians could be meeting someone or connecting with somebody now. If you're partnered or married, this could be a new sense of commitment to you and your partner. And if you're not interested in love or anything like that, this could be professional or platonic connections that you have that you start to gain a deeper sense of intimacy with, where you start to really deepen or strengthen the bonds that are there. And then for your full moon, in the sign of Aquarius, this is your full moon for the year. You get one new moon, one full moon per sign per year. This is yours. This is putting a spotlight on you, right? You are highlighted. You are exalted in some way, shape, or form. You're going to be very visible at this time. And, sometimes that kind of visibility, especially if things are going well for you, as it looks like they probably will be, sometimes that comes with a bit of hate. Sometimes it comes with people talking shit or talking smack about you. And you know what? It's got nothing to do with you. So don't let the opinions of other people and their shit get to you in any way, shape, or form. All right? With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.